crying out for help.
I needed to go somewhere to get help.
I didn't like myself. I was ashamed.
I was really ashamed to say it at the time and ashamed to have to.
South Park doubles down as Meghan Markle's PR nightmare just got even worse. This time, the show didn't just roast her, they torched her whole humanitarian image, and fans can't stop laughing. From her pricey homemade jam to that dramatic Humanitarians of the Year award, Walk in New York, South Park turned it all into pure comedy gold.
I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice?
But seriously, how do two people who claim they escaped the spotlight keep chasing every red carpet? And can it really be called charity when the cameras show up before the guests do? Let's find out what South Park just exposed this time.
I'm sick of hearing about them, but I can't get away from them. They're everywhere, in my face. Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife.
It all began with yet another Meghan Markle moment that managed to turn something simple into a full-blown headline. This time, it wasn't a tell-all interview, a dramatic documentary, or a long podcast about her struggles. Nope, it was jam. Yes, Meghan decided to show the world her domestic side by posing in her beautiful Montecito kitchen, surrounded by natural sunlight, marble counters, and that perfectly styled hairs, all while proudly showing off a jar of her homemade jam. For someone who's often accused of being too polished, it looked like her attempt to be relatable. But of course, in true Meghan fashion, even a simple jar of jam somehow looked like a luxury brand ad campaign. In the photo, Meghan smiled sweetly at the camera, holding her jar like it was a trophy, as if she was about to announce her new cookbook titled Royal Preserves: The Art of Fame and Fruit. The lighting, her clothes, even the jam looked flawless. Everything screamed picture perfect. But eagle-eyed fans noticed something hilarious. Meghan was holding the canning tongs upside down. The same woman who preaches mindfulness and perfection through her new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, had somehow managed to mess up the easiest part of the process. People online couldn't resist making fun of it. It was like watching someone try to look professional while accidentally wearing their shirt inside out. And honestly, it made sense. Everything Meghan does seems so carefully curated that when something goes slightly wrong, it becomes the biggest talking point. The internet had a field day. Some fans praised her for being real and down to earth, while others joked that she probably spent more time taking the photo than actually making the jam. And they might not be wrong. The entire thing felt more like a photo shoot than a homemade kitchen moment. But for Meghan, the day didn't stop there. After her morning as the humble homemaker, she switched gears completely by evening, transforming into the glamorous Duchess once again. This time, she was on stage in New York alongside Prince Harry, both receiving the Humanitarians of the Year award at the Project Healthy Minds Gala.
That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist. We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard.
The award was meant to honor their work on mental health and creating safer online spaces. A noble cause for sure, but the internet wasn't entirely buying it. As soon as the pictures hit social media, people started asking, wait, what did they actually do to earn this? One user commented, did they give themselves the award this time? Another joked, so, being on Netflix counts as saving the world now? The reaction wasn't surprising. This wasn't their first honor that left people confused. A few months earlier, Harry had received another random award, and people had already started to feel like the couple's public image was being managed like a PR campaign rather than genuine recognition. And honestly, it's hard to argue. On stage, Harry didn't look thrilled at all. He stood there stiffly, next to Meghan, who was smiling from ear to ear like she'd just won Miss Universe. Harry looked tired, distant, like a man who had accidentally walked into the wrong event and didn't know how to leave politely. And just when you thought things couldn't get more awkward, it turned out that right before this glamorous night, Meghan had uploaded a video of herself in Paris, casually riding through the same tunnel where Princess Diana tragically died. She had her legs up on the seat, recording the city lights, smiling for the camera, For Harry, that tunnel represents trauma and grief. For Meghan, it seemed like just another aesthetic backdrop for content. The internet couldn't believe it. People were furious. One comment read, "How could she film there of all places?" Another said, "This isn't just insensitive, yes, it's disturbing."
We want privacy! We want privacy! We want privacy!
But as always, Meghan carried on like nothing happened. The show must go on, right? The couple appeared at the New York event, holding hands and smiling for the cameras. But anyone watching closely could sense the tension. Their smiles felt forced, their gestures rehearsed. Meghan's grip on Harry's hand almost looked like she was making sure he didn't wander off. He barely looked at her all night. She gave him that same loving gaze she always does in interviews. But this time, he didn't even look back. It was uncomfortable to watch, the kind of moment where you can almost feel the awkward silence behind the pictures. And if that wasn't enough, Meghan's Paris trip soon became its own comedy show. At Paris Fashion Week, she showed up in an all-white outfit that had social media split in two. Some said she looked chic and elegant. Others joked that she looked like she had wrapped herself in hotel bed sheets. Her massive pointy shoes and overly dramatic facial expressions didn't help either. She laughed loudly during the show while everyone else sat quietly, probably wondering if she knew she wasn't supposed to be part of the performance. The moment felt awkward, almost like watching someone trying way too hard to fit in.
That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist. We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard.
That's the thing about Meghan. No matter what she does, it always feels like she's performing. Whether it's being a humanitarian, a style icon, or a relatable homemaker, she pushes the image so far that it ends up feeling unnatural. Everything is picture perfect, but never personal. For someone who says she's misunderstood and bullied by the press, she sure seems to enjoy staying in the spotlight. And then came the icing on the cake, her appearance at a Balenciaga event. Yes, that Balenciaga, the same brand that was recently slammed for a disturbing ad campaign involving children. Even celebrities like Kim Kardashian distanced themselves from the brand. But there was Meghan, smiling proudly in front of the logo like nothing ever happened.
Why are we so mad today? Because we want our privacy.
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
Yes, they're being super loud and I'm trying to work on my brand.
People couldn't believe it. How could someone who talks about ethics, compassion, and awareness align herself with a brand that just had one of the biggest controversies in fashion? But Meghan had an explanation ready. She said it was under new creative direction. Basically, a new designer means everything's forgiven. The irony was hard to miss. It was like watching someone advocate for healthy living while sipping a soda. And yet, Meghan keeps saying she hates media attention. She's constantly spoken about how the British press ruined her peace and how she and Harry moved away to live a private life. But every time you look up, there she is again, walking through Paris surrounded by photographers, smiling for every flash. It's almost poetic how her world revolves around contradictions. She wants privacy, yet she invites the cameras in. She wants to be humble, yet she keeps collecting mysterious awards. She says she's misunderstood, but never stops giving interviews to explain herself. Paris, in many ways, reflected Meghan perfectly. A city full of lights, mirrors, and attention. Every photo, every smile, every outfit seemed to be all about her. And poor Harry, he's slowly fading into the background. The once cheeky, funny prince everyone adored now looks like an exhausted extra in Meghan's never-ending reality show. You can almost imagine him thinking, "I left Buckingham Palace for this?" He seems drained, like he's realized that escaping the royal family didn't mean escaping the spotlight. It just changed who was controlling it.
Is it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How dare you, sir?
Still, Meghan continues. Homemade jam in the morning, Humanitarian awards at night, fashion shows in between. It's like she wakes up every day and decides which version of herself to perform next. Some days she's the down-to-earth mom, other days she's the global activist, and sometimes she's the high-fashion icon. It's exhausting even to keep up with all the roles she plays. And that's exactly why South Park's satire hits so hard, because it captures the absurd reality of it all. You can practically imagine the episode, Cartman launching his own fake lifestyle brand, selling empathy jam, Kyle trying to explain what real charity means, and Harry standing silently in the background, wondering if the award they just got is edible. Every scene would feel uncomfortably close to reality, because at this point, Meghan's life already plays like a scripted show. Everything looks rehearsed, every message feels filtered, and every spontaneous moment seems planned down to the lighting. What's sad is that people are starting to notice. The applause isn't as loud as it used to be. Even fans who once defended her are beginning to question the authenticity behind her actions. When every good deed comes with a camera crew and every award feels bought, it's hard to believe any of it is real. But Meghan doesn't back down. She doubles down. She says people don't understand her, that she's just trying to make a difference. And maybe she truly believes that. Or maybe she just can't stand not being in the spotlight.